Hello everybody and welcome on today's video. So I just finished repotting in the Japanese maple raft, and well, the weather is so nice that I thought, well, why not go on? It's such a beautiful day. So I thought, let's do something about this Japanese maple. What is this wire doing here? Okay, well, must be a purpose, I don't remember. So what I need to do about this maple, and that's something really strange. Well, first of all, I think it needs repot because I can lift it completely out of the... So that's of course something I'll have to take care of. But I wired this tree, well, I did not put a whole lot of wires on it, but they should come off now. And as you see, I used some electrical wire. Cannot have that on a show meeting or something, but you know, this is not a show. This is just my bonsai benches. This tree technically belongs to my youngest son, but he does not give a damn about this, so I'm taking care of it. But maybe one day, you never know. Now, one of the things I want to do on this tree is maybe going to shock some of the viewers, but I explain why I'll do it. It's really not my intention to do something spectacular with no purpose here. Now, you see that I have a fairly young branch here, and it's quite thin. I cut it here to start some taper, and then you see that the tree here is starting to have nice ramification. I'll zoom in a little more. So we have nice ramification already here, little new buds coming out from everywhere, and so that's typical of the bud selection you have to do on Japanese maples. But what I really want to do is bring this whole back a whole lot. I'm going to remove a whole lot of this upper growth. And why is that? Well, because maples, since they are apically dominant, they are just going to become much stronger at the top. This part I'm going to remove completely. Same here. Same here. I'm going to remove most of the growth here. Here I do some bud selection. Here I remove this one completely. Remove this bud. And here. If you do not do that, might seem a little idiotic, but if you do not do that, what will happen is that you will have a nice ramification in the top of your tree, and the tree will be very poorly balanced. So yeah, strange thing to do, but that's building a tree. Okay, so let's get this out of the pot. This tree was an air layer tree. All my Japanese maples are from the same mother tree that I bought 20 years ago. And I took some air layers, some cuttings. It's possible to take cuttings from a Japanese maple, but they don't always grow. So, well, it's still okay to do it, because even if you have just 30% of success, if you do 10, well, you have 3 trees. So, but this tree had, of course, like most air layers do, different layers of roots, and I had to make a choice, and I chose the lower part. So this was where a root was before. and also here. I hope it is clear. Maybe I'll clean it up a little. And I removed these roots, leaving me with some inverse taper. But inverse taper at the base is not a real problem, because the tree thickens. This was also a root, see, but it's closing and it's not completely solved, but slowly and in time these things heal and become better. Here it's quite obvious that we have still this inverse taper, so this part is a little smaller than this one. But by spreading the roots and just letting it grow, this part will get thicker. So now I think this year is a good year to have a look at this root spread, which is already nice, you can see that, but I want to lay it as flat as possible. But, well, you can see that the roots are quite nice, but not completely radial, so clean this up, get this untangled, and so on and so on, and I see you when the tree is bare rooted and ready to go. So the roots are washed out and I cleaned the pots to be ready for what's next. So this is the front of the tree. As you see, it's well, it grew well. One thing that I already know for sure is that I'm not going to use anything that's somewhere around here, so I'm going to start with cutting all around before doing anything else. Because it's useless to comb the roots out that you will never need. And since I'm intending to use the same pot, well, this is very easy. Now, this clears up things a whole lot. So we won't need this. Yeah, there's quite a lot of roots growing here at the bottom. So I think that these need to be removed. So I'm going to take my wire scissors for that. I can get a little deeper in it and remove this stump, because I want this tree to sit flat, and I hope to put them in a very shallow pot one day. So I'm going to get rid of all these roots pointing directly at the bottom. And I start the combing. This is still something that turns around, so this needs to go. And then I will have to see, because I might run into some problems here, especially at the back. This is the back, so again I have a few layers of roots, so there are roots under and roots above. So I'm going to get some other cutters and get rid of the roots above. So where are they? So there's a layer of roots here. I'll try to show you, it's not easy. Here, and there is a thick root, which is a nice and mature root, but cannot have two layers of roots. There's another one here, a small one. And that's gone. I have a root here crossing with that one. Maybe I can position that. But then I have that one in the middle, which is maybe one too much, but I removed quite a lot. So maybe I'll just keep that one. Yeah, here I have a root dividing in two. There is a root here and here. So I'm going to need only the upper one. And I will get rid of that. And since there is a small root here, this whole part will continue growing. Here I can still remove some of the small parts. And sorting out the roots. This is crossing. Would it stay in this position? It might. It will if I put a piece of wire here and then I let this stick out for a month or two, and then I just cut it loose and it will stay where it should stay. Here again there's something I don't like. This root up here, a big root here, but one big root just under it. So I want to remove the root under it. Like so. This is not really the position I like this root to be in, but I'm going to just tear it here. You see, I made a little crack, so it stays where it should stay, and probably it will heal. Well, it will heal. And I think that's about it. Just do a final combing now. The root system is not perfect yet. And I'm going to present the tree in the pot to see if I have some more roots to cut. So this is the front. The tree has a slight movement in that direction, and therefore I'm going to put it slightly off center to here, which also makes a nice smooth and soft movement. And I'm just going to cover this all up now with fresh soil, trying to put every root in the direction where I want it to grow. Just making some slight adjustments. And I'm going to work the soil in and give the tree a watering. I'm adding some bits and pieces of moss now. Just a touch here and there. And then I'm filling this up with fine lava. So the moss is just there to make a contrast between the brown of the lava and the nice fresh green color of spring. What I think we have here is now a tree with a quite good start of an interesting root base. Of course it's not perfect yet, but everything that should be there is there, and everything that should be removed is mostly removed. And removing things is not that hard. So this shows what you can do with a cutting or an air layer in just 7 or 8 years. And this concludes the work on this little tree, which has, I think, a nice future. During the growing season I can maybe remove a little more of the soil to expose the roots a little more, because, well, you really want to see them. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.